Oh my god. Hi. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. I just had absolutely no time to make this stupid video because when I finished the last one, I never had any time to play the game. But then at some point, I was able to play the game, but then at some point after that, I couldn't record the audio because I was swamped with work and like ugh okay, so I know it's been forever since I made the last video. I don't care. There's been way too much of a stretch of time between me playing the game last and me recording this audio, so my thoughts might not be 100% there with what I have written down. So keep that in mind as I read off these notes and tell you about what I experienced during my last play session. Also, just because I know you guys were dying from the last episode, I was able to get a Switch, but it was only 3 days after Splatoon 2 came out. I am satisfied with that. Okay. I want to die. Alright. So yeah. Uh, let's start. I always said that. Jesus. So, um, I just boot up the game, and I find that Bobby is already fighting some plasma grunts. He was asking what they were doing, and they look at each other, and they just go, "Nothing. We were just standing here." I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was watching another episode of Saturday Morning Cartoon. Okay, so Bobby's talking about, like, even though he knows that they didn't do anything wrong, like, to him, he's just assuming that he did something wrong to someone else, because of course they would. It's freaking PETA. I mean, Plasma. Dude, Team PETA would make an excellent supervillain group for Pokemon. I'm just saying. That'd be I'd pay to see that. Anyway, yeah, he just assumes that they're doing something evil. Just, Bobby, shut the fuck up. He gets so pissy that even the grunts go yeesh. When the bad guys realize you're being too much of an anime character, you might have gone too far. I love it that they don't normally care, but he's bothering them so much that they're just gonna beat the shit out of him. He asks me to cover him, but the cutscene stopped, so I could just leave and let him die. So he's like, "Ryan, cover me!" And then it just leaves me in control to move and then talk to them, to battle. But I'm just like, I'm gonna go heal my Pokemon first. And then I spend like 15 hours maybe in the subway or something. I don't know. And then I come back and he's kind of just amalgamation of mush and yeah, I don't know what the other half was, but it wasn't pretty looking. Uh Unfortunately for me, uh I want to beat this game, so I have no choice but to defend the bloody pile of slosh that used to be my rival. So, I fight the Plasma Grunt, and I noticed that Flutter had 23 experience left, so I send him in a battle. After I win, he immediately evolves. My boys, we are this early in the game, and I already have a Crobat. It is time to get fucking hyper! I find another guy, and they tell me that they've been training a Pokemon. that they stole 2 years ago. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. The thing is that the Pokemon is a level 27 Trubbish. If I had 2 years to train a single Pokemon, do you know how fully evolved and EV trained it would be before even reaching level 100? I mean, come on! I mean, I don't care. It's just sad. One of the grunts straight up tells me that just because we're strong, he's going to give this little hint of secret information. Fire this man immediately! He has no idea how to be evil! Bobby then gives me some details about how 5 years ago his little sister's Pokemon was stolen, and that's why he wants to get stronger, and blah blah blah. I don't care. Just heal my Pokemon and get out of my face! So I meet this one guy who teaches me about triple battles, but he keeps saying that he is a heartbreaker and that his name is Chairless. Charles. He likes to pause what he says a lot and repeat. And then kill my Ape Escape! That sucks, man. Ape Escape was like one of my best guys. He was putting in the work. This is a serious blow to my team. I switch out his corpse with Catwoman because she's the best option so far. The only thing stronger than her are two normal types that won't do jack. I'll just have to level her up a bit. Since Flutter evolved, I assume it is because we have max friendship. Because of this, I decided to teach him Return. That might come in handy in the future. Who knows? I made it to the bridge that they call the Charizard Bridge. It's orange, I guess. There are feathers dropping everywhere, letting me EV train my team to my heart's content. Oh, and I also found a ducklet. I decided to call him Daffy, no particular reason. I find that he can be very useful on my team, so I decided to switch out Cancer to have him on the team instead. I know I have a lot of flying types right now, but shut up. So two Team Plasma grunts walk into a bridge, and oh wait, there's no punchline. It's just them talking about how N was a traitor and that they want the ex-Plasma grunts to come back. Even when these guys retire, they still wear the same clothing? Well, I guess that doesn't matter because Bobby just comes out of nowhere and punched him in the face and demanded they speak. Speak about what? I don't fucking know! The grunt, who's no longer a grunt, tells me that the organization decided to split because some wanted to follow N and the others wanted to follow Getsis. If that's the case, why is he not doing evil stuff for N? Like, he's... So they follow N, but they don't do anything for him? So what if he's not around now? Make him proud when he comes back! I get to the city, and I get some random items and shit, and then I find there's another route with grass. I then catch myself a Fungus. I call her Super High. I really feel bad for Catwoman because I kept bringing her back only to then put her back. It's not that I don't want her, it's just that it's a lot easier to have a Pokemon that is already stronger instead of waiting to train up another one. I try to make my way over to the gym, there's just a guy standing in front of the door and saying, "Oh, he's out. He's doing ellipses something." I literally wrote the word ellipses in my notes. uh, what I mean to say is that the guy standing in front of the door is just standing there saying, "Oh, he's out doing dot 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 something." Jesus Christ. Wow, God, how specific. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell me he's attending to things. Of course, with an ellipses somewhere in the middle of that sentence. I then get another call from Yancy. I apparently tell her a hobby of mine that is vague enough for it not to be Pokemon battling. May I reiterate a question from a previous installment of this stupid series?
What is the freaking point of any of these phantoms?
This verbal exchange could have never have taken place, and nothing would have been lost. But no, we need this extensive world building in this added mystery of who this character might be, and I don't care. Found one of those old guys from the first game. You know, those like sage guys that would give you some TMs when you found them. One of them was like still kind of evil, so he would try to fight you, but not by himself. He'd get a grunt to fight for him. But like Luca would like hunt them down with you, but he's always like 2 steps behind like a 10-year-old kid. I don't know. Well, I found the guy named Rude, Rood. I then battle him. Like, oh, they actually gave him battle sprites. Cool. Great! Time to beat on the elderly. And then he kills my nutters. Shit. I should probably get Catwoman again. Actually, no. Since he's a psychic type, I think it would be a little better to get Cancer instead of Catwoman. Look, Catwoman, I'm sorry. It's just Cancer is just that more persistent and prevalent, that it will always be stronger no matter. Okay, look, a Reniculus is going to be better. Okay, so the old geezer apologizes for battling me, which makes no sense, because then why the fuck would he be battling me anyway? Also, Bobby comes back and tells me he lost the guy he was chasing. Oh no! One of the grunts has a Galvantula, and I love him already. So here's the thing about Galvantula. He's my favorite, and I love him to death. Fight me. I know Gen 5 has its faults, but so does literally every other gen. Okay? I am more of a fan of Gen 4, but my god, just just Galvantula, look at him. He's so aesthetically pleasing. Anyway, also, Bobby accuses them of stealing his sister's Pokemon, because, of course, he does. They say they didn't and ask for an apology, but he refuses, because Bobby is actually the worst. He then gives me a Zora? Yeah, they just give me a Zora. It's actually pretty strong, too, but was originally owned by N, so I can't nickname it. Sorry, Cancer, but this boy is sticking with me. If there's one thing that can beat cancer, it's the illusion that it's long and far away. Yeah, because it's ability. I was talking to a random NPC when they were talking about how certain Pokemon evolve through trade and was asking why that is. That does raise a good question. Why do they evolve through trade and only some Pokemon exclusively? Like, is there some sort of radioactive enhancements that turn them into a completely different species? Think about it. These Pokemon cannot exist in nature. They have to be mutated through trading. So many questions, but never any answers. Of course, now the gym is just randomly accessible, conveniently once I'm done with all of my shit. While fighting my way through, Doggo has evolved into his highest form. We are now officially big buff boys. Other than him, my team is still looking pretty good for a ground type gym. I have a grass type, a water type, and some flying types to avoid the ground attacks. This might work out a little easier than normal. Knock on wood. I finally get my chance to fight Clay, the gym leader. While fighting, I send out super high for the first time. This is this first time ever in battle, only to then die from rollout. A fucking course. A fucking course. Ugh. Here's the thing. Um, First turn I use Ingrain because I'm like, oh, this is gonna get me some nice stall points. But then he uses rollout, and then I use Seed Bomb, and it only does so much damage, and it's a freaking Sand Slash. And so I just realized, oh, I'm fucked. I better switch out, but I can't because he's ingrained. So I actually have no choice but to let him die. Welcome back, Cancer. You guys getting tired of these cancer jokes? Because I'm only getting started. Just like this chemotherapy session. Jesus. Apparently, Clay lets the former Team Plasma members chill in his town because he's willing to give them a second chance. Uh, he makes it seem like the rest of the world fucking hates them, which I get. I mean, would you defend former PETA members? Bobby, on the other hand, doesn't trust him at all because he's a puss. Some scientist guy gave me a deerling, and goodbye, cancer. I call her Buck Wild. Holy shit, she's level 30! That's stronger than everything except Doggo. We may have some big money today. Also, just in case I did not make myself clear last time, I am aware that this is the same route that I got super high from, but Pokemon specifically given to me by other NPCs do not count as route encounters in my book. Don't like it? Get over it. Outside of the building, where I got Buck Wild, I find a scientist with the same name as my sister. She is technically going for a PhD, so it's not all that far off. Before I end today, I want to say that I am right outside the cave, where I can catch a Joltik. I have already established that Galvantula is best boy. I'm going to finish today's session by going through with my first encounter as a Joltik. Alright, so what do I find by stepping inside? Yes. Yes. Yes! Yes! I traded it out for Buck Wild. Technically, she is stronger, but I already have a grass type. Uh, and I desperately need variety. So, well. I also have a normal type, so there's that too. And of course, the only proper name to give such a fabulously marvelous creature is Next to Die. Thank you all so much for watching this installment of this podcast? Question mark? Kind of technically. I don't know. I will hopefully see you next half a year. I can't wait to see what the next semester has in store for me before I get a chance to play that game. And yeah, that's it. Bye.